So, food for thought. Gas prices as a window into how we should be discussing things in this society if we give a damn about anything getting better, okay? Gas prices suck, as do most cost of living expenses. Now, it depends on where you live and how much money you make, but nobody is happy pretty much anywhere. Why? We don't discuss it. We just blame, right? All you're going to get from the politicians is playing to advantage. They don't talk to you about how they'd make it better. Give me one idea. Get rid of Biden. You know what I mean? Never vote for Trump. That's it, right? Because they are fixated on grievance. That's the agenda. They are not fixated on fixing. Look at this one. If we have a discussion about how to help wage workers, okay, which is most workers, getting more people into the trades, okay, for every two that retire, you're only replacing them with one. They're such vital businesses. We're going to need them. It's an expanding marketplace, but we're more comfortable farming out the trades than we are growing our own tradespeople, building businesses. Shh, that's socialism. It's socialism. Oh, but you want to talk about bailing out businesses and allowing endless tax breaks for them. Oh, well, that's capitalism. It doesn't make sense. But we don't talk about it. Takes me to gas. We're entering one of the heaviest travel weeks for car travel, right? If you get your news from social media, you'd think, boy, you better bust into your 401k to pay for where you're going. And commodity prices have been going up on Biden's watch. Gas, groceries, they're probably his biggest opponents. But if you don't get into why and you don't track where it is, you're going to be at the mercy of people who want to use these things against you and just play on your discontent. And maybe there's a chance that they're making you feel worse than you should. And I think that's a very good chance. Now, certainly, Biden is not counteracting this. He is not using the bully pulpit effectively. He could be talking about why our economy, in terms of our household economies, are under strain. What's happened with wages? What happened with supply issues? What was the impact of the pandemic? What was done to counteract it? What still needs to be done? What happened with all that funny money that was dumped on us during the pandemic, the rebound of demand, the need to drive corporate profits, and how businesses took advantage of that almost to the point of gouging, environmental factors that have affected grocery prices, and of course, OPEC. But we discuss none of that. Why? They don't help in the battle of the game of which side is worse. That's why it's so important for the people that you put in power to make the case to you all the time about what they're doing to make you better. And it's not enough, or it shouldn't be enough, to say, I'm going to stop the other side. Right? Now, again, I would submit to you it's probably this president's biggest shortcoming that he's not making the case to you if he has one to make. He and his administration are not good at the sell. Okay? Look, they didn't even coin the term Bidenomics. The opposition did as a label for all the bad economic info that they could find. Think about that. He's literally allowing his name to be used as a weapon against him. It's the dumbest thing the Democrats have allowed since they basically gave the flag to the GOP as their party symbol. The point is, with gas prices, most of you have no reason to doubt the supposition that began in this piece, with the prices at the pump are killing you right now, worse than ever, right? But what's the facts? Look at the graph. Here it is. 2020, $2.11. Up, now coming back down, almost to where we were at 2020. Why? Well, it's complicated. There are a lot of different factors that go into it, but they're not talking to you about it. Now, are they low enough? Hell no. Certainly not where I live. But why aren't we talking about why they're going down and how that could be helped? Because even that gets reduced to the absurd for you. Drill more! Did you know that we're drilling more now than we ever have ever? Oh, yeah, but they could have drilled in a lot more places and they're not. Well, then why didn't Trump do it? It's not that simple. But we could drill our way into energy independence. Who told you that? Find me somebody who makes money analyzing the world commodity markets for fuel, and let's see if they tell you that. They won't. Why? Because if you know the reality, which is that it's a world market, we don't set the price. We can't drill our way to independence. It's going to be a more complex picture of different fuel sources and how you figure it out. Coal, oil, fossil fuels, new energy that makes sense. But we don't talk about it. We just blame. Now, it's my job to give you information that's food for thought so you can be your own critical thinker. But Biden isn't helping you on this, and nobody who wants to take his place is making you a case of how they will deal with these things and show you their understanding of them so that they can make it better, right? And look, some of it is just the sell. If this were President Trump's watch, you would know that gas prices are going down. Now, he may well exaggerate and say they're the lowest gas prices of all time or whatever it is. But look, that's politics, and you judge him the way you want. But you know, right? For all the talking that these people do, you think that they would focus on the things that matter most to you and getting into it about why you should trust them. But you don't. So, what do we know for sure? Gas prices are not where you want them, of course, but they're going in the right direction. And somebody should be explaining to you why and how they can make it better. And I'm not making the case for Biden. I'm not trying to tell you vote for him. Things aren't as bad as they seem. That's for you to decide. I just want you to be wise to the game, that people are in no hurry to tell you when prices are going in a direction that can have any kind of semblance of optimism. The people in power want you scared and saturated with grievance. So all of us are just focused on which side's worse. But here's the good news, okay? One thing I know for sure, in most of the country, now they haven't come down that much where we are, okay, where I live, but the good news is for most of you, it's not going to cost you as much as it did last year to get where you're going. Now, could it be better? Yeah, but the idea that everything is worse is not always the case. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.